Hello everybody. I'm happy to do in English the first time video live like I do in Hebrew. And today it's really a big celebration and big knowledge, because it's kind of like explain to us who we are, what's important for us, and why we create everything to go forward. We will come down from the clouds to the business. We are now almost finishing the under cable, the subconscious collective and personal process. It means we are almost whole inside of us to know who we are, and to try, in Hebrew, to try come from the word miracle, to really learn how to pass from 26,000 years of being midget, of being numbness, of being not aware, of being a victim. We call it dead, not dead life. To really important time that finally the soul, that it's everything for us, because the soul is the higher self. The higher self, it's collection of 26,000 years. It's saving of 26,000 years. It's actually now a time to spend the saving, to enjoy who we are, to allow in front of youth, to allow him to build, because the inner is already whole. We're going now to build a new physical body that act totally different, behave totally different, everything, function everything different. So, but for this, we need to learn to think. To think in Hebrew comes from the word important. It means it's not just it's important to learn to think, it's also important to listen now to what's important now. And to think, it's like to think like the soul. The soul is really thinking in our body. When I'm saying really thinking, this is who we are. It's not thinking with the mind, from fear and ego, and try to manipulate. And to think, it's really to fix the intelligent emotion, to think like the spirit, to enjoy who we are, to be in now. Like now we have a 20% chance to be in now, in the present, in a moment. To think, it's like to allowing the new, trust the spirit, understand that we're not affected at all by anyone, we not affect anyone, our reality not connected to anyone in this world, anyone. Even families, even couples, even people that we work with, government, president, no one. Our reality connected to just to our reality. Our reality, it's our own private movie. And in Hebrew, to change, it's to repeat. Or when you want to change, you have to repeat. So when you want to repeat, when you want to change, you have to repeat. And you're repeating things that not flowing, that you not know how to think yet. Near it, no with that. We don't have anything with anyone. We have just relationship with ourselves, and we repeat, and we need now to learn, to agree to learn to think near issues, and we need to learn to think, because when you really think, or when you really merge the awareness of how the soul is thinking, you don't need to create it anymore. You become the teacher of your suffering. This is why, and you will never stop to try to become the teacher of your suffering. This is why we cannot decide about what to think. When you decide with your mind, you paralyze all the body. You just need to see what you create, what your spirit create through the system, and then to trust, and then to agree to learn to think near this issue. Because if you know how to think near this issue, you never repeat, you never create it. Things that we create, it means we still missing the knowledge and the awareness and the ability how to think, how to feel important, how now it's important. It's very, very important, and we cannot jump in the inner library to the next thought, to the next picture, to the next situation, till we know how to think about this. And the mind, it's not connected to it. The mind is just disturbing. The mind is just paralyzing all the body. The mind, this is why we cannot want anymore to change. We cannot want any more things. We cannot pray. We cannot wish. No, not anymore. Because that's the ways that we really disturb our spirit and paralyze everything. Because anyway, everything changes naturally and double himself if you don't disturb it. And not to disturb it, it's, I agree to learn to think near it. And of course, if you create it, you don't know how to think near it. And it's not connected to anyone. Because when you really think, you separate from the picture. When you really think, you fix everything inside of you. When you really think, you're the teacher of your suffering that you used to suffer for 26,000 years. When you really think, there is one line that called intention between your awareness and your spirit. And that now, it's everything. There is not anymore a little tiny place to the old inside of us, because the inside become whole. The inside, to those people that has a potential, not to everybody. The inside become whole. The inside become the higher self. It all now everything, it's the higher self to think. So don't try to get rid of what you create, even if you feel sick. Because to try to get rid of it, it's the worst. I lectured about it last time. It's like you will never learn to think, and you will stuck with the same thing forever, and you're not going forward. And there is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. There is no tricks anymore. There is totally honesty between your awareness and your spirit and your inside. I agree to learn to think. And it might be some issue will take you a lot of times to agree to learn to think. But every time it will be more happy, because it was here, and now you agree to learn to think, and it's here, and now you agree to learn to think, and it's here, till it will come the right angle. Because near every issue, near every concept, near every person, but it's not with the person, it's what the person symbolizes for us. Because a lot of time we think, oh, if this kid will not be here, oh, all the family will be happy. Oh, if this person will be more open. Oh, if this husband will be less paralyzed, intelligent, emotion will be much more happy. No way. You will take your issue and you will put like a custom to another person. Because it's not connected to others. There is no outside reality. There is no outside reality. There is no outside reality. Our reality, it's our private movie, old movie, that come to take us to learn to think. And that's the purpose. That's the mission. Then you can lie down on the beach all day and you are in your purpose. We have to respect the rotten place in us. We have to respect the problem in us. We have to respect the place that we're not free and we don't know yet to learn to think. And now it's a time, now it's like the transformation, it's the last Mohican of to build the last, the whole, the inner whole. So it's just agree to learn to think. Just don't want to get rid of it. Don't want to disappear. Even a pain, I know it's hard, but each one create exact lesson for what he needs to go forward. Exact. And of course, if he's not accepting and if he's trying to change the haircut in the mirror, it will be more narrow. In Hebrew, narrow it's troubles. Narrow tzarot is tzarut. And we need to learn finally to feel happy with who we are, to feel happy with what we create, to feel happy with what we create, because what we create, it's exact what we need to learn to think. Because when you learn to think like the Spirit, when you agree to learn, all your in and out are one line. Everything in harmony. Everything is powerful. You're confident. You're not afraid from the next moment. You're not afraid from the next mirror. You're not afraid from the next fear. You become the teacher of your fear. The fear become the midget and you are the big and not the opposite. Because usually, if you don't trust the in, the fear become the monster and you are the midget and you are paralyzed. And you look with your mind for solution. And solution is the worst thing for a spirit process. The worst. Because we need to learn to agree to use what we create. We need to trust the Spirit that she never bring anything if she doesn't see the option to vibrate that. If she doesn't see the option that I'm going to start to learn to think. She never bring things that just to make me paralyzed or to punish me. There is no such a thing. And we are now have to think, because I know I'm talking about it so many years, but now it's the real time of who we are, of really being who we are. To fountain of youth, I see it everywhere. I am by myself example of fountain of youth, but I see it in 1,000 people. Unbelievable, but you cannot plan for your spirit what to do and where you need the fountain of youth and how to work now. This is why we need to be stupid and happy. It means whatever you create, of course you create things that you're not free and you don't know yet how to think. You confuse and you struggle between want to get rid of it and put awareness and to understand that it's just yours. How come it's just me? Because all the facts show me that all the other people involved in my reality, and it's such a bullshit. In Hebrew, genocide, it's the Sefer Bereshit, Barashit. That reminds me how we Genesis. Oh no, Genesis. And it reminds me the stupid joke in Hebrew that Barashit, create shit. Yes, all time we really had the need of suffering, but it's not anymore the need. So we cannot merge to the old. So all what we need now, this is what in Hebrew we call it Gog or Magog. That's the period. This is why now even we create, because it's almost the end, threaten on United States, missile from North Korea, Just why we create that? To really take the fear from the air and go inside of us and see if we can try, like I said, try in Hebrew come from the miracle, try to finally, for the first time, to be who we are, to be in our mission, not to be afraid of the Spirit, because all the flat tires are in the spirit, all the fixing in the spirit. There are no physical problem. There are no. Everything, it's a way to think. When you agree to learn to think, you fix everything. But you cannot agree to learn to think to fix everything. No. First, don't want to get rid of what you create. Don't plan the tomorrow. Even if it's a lower place that take you to the dungeon and to your rotten place that you are ashamed of, that you are embarrassed of. Yes, these things you need to fix. So don't want to get rid of it. Breathe in. Trust your spirit that, wow, she's bringing now, it means it's important. I said in the beginning, I'm repeating now, in Hebrew, to think come from the word important. It's not just to feel important, because you feel important not on others. You feel important just when you merge your spirit, when you're in your mission. It's so important now what you create now. Because what you create now, it's to merge the manager, the spirit that she sees she's the only part in your system that sees the whole of you, the whole picture, the past, the future, the now, and all your awareness and all the amount of light that passing through you. And she wants to fix the next rotten, smelly thing inside of you. I call it smelly pot to a pure cover. That's emotions are stinking smelly pot, and your awareness need to be a new cover. But you cannot want anymore. You cannot want to change. So simple. It's like naturally to want to change. No, naturally everything we live for change, and we continue to anyway, my English in this sentence is, but it changes automatically. And we need to learn finally not to disturb the process. Because the minute you want to change, you use in your mind. And when you use in your mind, you're not just drinking soup with a fork, like I used to say. You want to drink soup with the sticks of Chinese food. That's hardest now. So it's very, very, very important time. And we need to merge our need. If you have this need, if my things talks to you, because if my things doesn't talks to you, it means you're not there. But if your higher self trying to be inside of you and want to teach you how to allow in, because when you know when you agree to learn how to think near something, that's it. That's it. Then you bless all the 26,000 years of shit. Then you really become free inside of you. Then you really not be afraid from the next moment or tomorrow or the next life. Then you're not really afraid to die. Then you're not really afraid of anything, because you're not fear from the fear, and you become the teacher of your fear. It doesn't mean you stop the process. If you fix something, the next thing, the spirit will bring the next thing. But there is an order in your softness, invisible pipe. There is an order. And in this order, it means you can never jump to the next lesson till you know how to think. And worried, it's not thinking. Worried, it's non-love. Worried, it's the only thing that brings its wrinkles. Because worried, it means the door of the thought, there are thoughts that stuck inside in the door and paralyze all the system. This is why to think, first of all, you have to know that you never think on others. There is no one little place, tiny place. תפסיקי לשחק עם זה. There is no one, כי את מפריעה לי בריכוז. There is no one tiny place inside of you that really cares about others, that really want about others, that really want to take others forward. Soul, it's to think. To think, it's everything. It's the harmony. It's the final. It's the material it's the spirit and the material. It's to be the teacher of your suffering. And again, we don't need to know exactly how to think, because your mind is already jumping. It's to agree to learn to think with the trust in your spirit near this issue. With myself near this issue, with myself near this person, with myself near this concept. That's the energy. That's everything. It's not with. Don't try to do anything with anyone. Just with yourself. Because all the relationship is with yourself and yourself, between yourself and yourself near others. Even when you go to a date, don't be with the person. Be just. Even when you go to a date, don't be.
No, just close it.
Close it. It's okay. This is why it's alive. All the sex that we have, it's between us and us and us. Anyway, all the money situations going to change now in all over the world, because it's very, very important to deal with the money and to put the money in the second drawer and not the first drawer. And all the transformation next Wednesday, it's a full moon that going, every full moon now, it's very important, that going to fix our new contract with money, with food, with sex, and with the ability of transformation. What's that transformation? Transformation is to bring the wrath on things, to see what's missing in us, to fear, to suffer and not to want to get rid of it. It's like, it's not human. But when you trust your spirit and when you agree to learn, you begin to allow in freedom in your system. You begin to think like the spirit, and you begin finally to feel who we are, what we're made of, how everything is a spirit, how everything is about you and you with your spirit, how all the thousand years of suffering and slavery and victim and not even touching the purpose, you create everything to learn to think. And we are now one sneeze before the final line, before really to allowing the new. And now I will drink a sip because I'm talking too much. And if there is a question, you ask me, or Holly, if you have a question.
Not yet, but people can write questions on Facebook. You have a question?
So you keep talking about thinking, but I'm wondering about emotional responses and feeling. How does that fit into the system?
When you think, it finally, it's the first time you respond with your intelligent emotion. Intelligent emotion, it's the way the spirit think, the way who we really are, the way that we need to reach, the final target that we need to reach. This is why we use our mind, because we don't know how to react with intelligent emotion. So the trust of your spirit, to understand who we are, to understand the process that the spirit never bring things if it's not important now, and inside of it, it's to teach you how to feel important near it. That's intelligent emotion. Because any other emotion, it's non-balance. Because we balance between the idea and the emotion. If just the idea come down, it makes you crazy without the emotion. If just the emotion come, you really lose control. So when you really agree to learn to think, it's the intelligent emotion. And even you don't know exactly what was, which picture, but we don't really care. Because anyway, every now picture holding all the past. So we need to agree to learn to think near people that we are in the family. If not in Hebrew, and it's true, if not family, it's like 40 dimension of woman that she's a slave and you bought her and she's taken for granted, and it's like in the family, whatever you do, it's like you not create feedback as your investment. So we need to fix that in the family, in who we are, but it's not with the family. That's the thing. We never, and we need to remind ourselves that 24 hours. We're always thinking we are suffering or will suffer from other people what they choose and what they no way. We choose everything to learn to think. And to learn to think, it's the last name of learning to think, it's freedom. It's wholeness. It's spirit inside the body. It's body that lightness is not heavy. Especially now, it's fountain of youth. So that's everything. So again, and we don't need to decide now how to think, because that's the mind. Wait that your spirit or your system, we call it, by the spirit, will bring the next issue, the next important thing, that it's inside the door of the thought. This is why you now bother by this, and tomorrow or each time you blink you think about something else. And then agree to learn to think. And when you agree to learn to think, you start to create freedom, light, physical, spirit light passing between you and what used to bother you. Till, let's say this, he was here, so it's really bothered me. Okay, I don't know who I am, I don't know how to think, I don't know if I want to get rid of it. It's painful. Okay, so now it's painful. Why it's painful? Because the system tells me, hello, now there is a chance to take this rotten, painful place and maybe to try to learn to think near it, to try to learn to feel important near it, to try to put freedom between you and this issue. Because everything, it's in the end, even if we suffer physically, it's about me and issues. It's not about physics. There is no physics. Physics is different density of the spirit. So it was here, okay? And now I'm really struggle. Oh, I want to get rid of it. Oh, okay, I heard I create to hear Michael. So it means this knowledge is inside of me, and I want to try it from the word miracle, to trust my spirit that if she brings it now, it's important. It's important for me now. And there is a chance also, if I bring it now, to change my relationship between me and me to this issue, or what it symbols. And even I don't know what it symbols. I have a pain here, so I don't know what it symbols. But I don't need to know. And then I try to breathe in and trust the spirit and agree to learn. So it will be here, already better. And another hour or 1 day or 1 week will come again. And a lot of smart people think, oh, it's here. I think I finished with that. I get rid of it. There is no get rid of it, and we create everything to be the teacher of it. And let's say the natural pace, it's supposed to be here. Because the amount of the light that's supposed to pass through, it's 1,000. And I reached the 1,000. Now, I will be the teacher of it. In my screen will say I don't need that anymore, and I will be the teacher of it. And with the happy emotions, with the glory movement and emotions that not take me down.
So it seems like what you're saying from an emotional perspective is that the only purpose for pain is really to show you where to work.
It's an arrow. It's an arrow, but it's a tricky. It's an arrow that shows you where you're not free, but you cannot understand what its symbol, what it is, why now, what's his history. No. But one thing you have to understand, that it's yours. No one gave it to you. And I'm repeating, it's not connected to anyone around you. Even every time you see this person and the pain is jumping out from your cheek, it's not connected to him or to the person. It's connected to you and you, between you and between you and ability to learn to think. And to learn to think, it's to reach for the mind, for the tendency, your spirit thinking. The way the spirit think.
Shoshi's sending a question from Israel. She's asking, she's saying that the more she applies more spiritual awareness, the more she creates unpleasant or difficult situations.
So let her to stop. Tell her to stop. Maybe
that's her experience. Maybe it's connected to some things. That,
no, but I have a private answer for her. But
okay.
Because she has a tendency, she asks, so I'll answer her. She has a tendency to come down to go to these black holes. So everything, probably when she thinks that she put in awareness, it's maybe either to get rid of it, or when she's really thinking spirit, the things coming up, and when they're coming up, tell her even if she's Libra, things are not bad. If they're coming up, she needs to learn to trust. She needs to learn to trust that it's coming up just to try to do one-way ticket. To leave the system. That we need to learn to trust. Because still inside of us there is good, bad, positive, negative, all the blah, 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 blah.
So we talk about like the fountain of youth, or I don't know.
Fountain of youth, it's not something that we can wish or want. It's the fruit of the process, simply.
Right. So I wondered if you could just describe, like, from the perspective of light or energy, what happens when we're processing in the system? What is happening to the light? Is it?
Fountain of youth, it's a black hole that was a black hole. There is no other way. That become a white spiral. So there is no white spiral in the fountain of youth if there is no death, black holes. That's to become the teacher of your suffering. But you cannot know and you cannot plan which part inside your body will be. Like me as a healer, when I check a few hundred people a day, when I heal, even by myself, there are really some places in me that totally, with a stamp, I can say, God, begin the fountain of youth. And some place not, of course. And also in other people, I can check. Now it's easy. Because everything changed inside, and unbelievable change. The way even we heal cancer, we create cancer. again, Cancer, it's not just the symptoms of the question mark of the spirit. So, to trust. And very, very important, it's not to learn to disturb. That's part of the learning to think. Because how? The natural reaction for us is to want more, yes? Of everything.
Yeah, more light.
More light, more health, more youth, more money passing through us, everything more. But, okay, that's the natural reaction? No way. That's the natural disturbing. We need to take the tendency to want more and to go inside and to bless the part in me that allowing till now what I allow. Health, health, money, and thank the part in me. This is what could pass through me. This is what I can content. This is what I could release. And the minute you thank yourself really like that about what already passed through you, you allow in double. The minute you want more, you paralyze the system and you have less to use what you had 1 day ago. You understand?
Less ability?
Less ability, less energy, less money, less freedom in money, less blessing. So to want more, it's not the natural. To want more, it's to take the tendency from the balcony, to come back to the living room, to go inside of you and to thank. Yeah, was my, till now, I'm thanking the part in me that this is the amount of fountain of view that I could release, hold, contend, pass through me.
The soul always wants more.
So don't disturb it.
No, I mean,
So the soul and the system.
Wanting more is part of the system.
The system want to teach you how to think, not to disturb, because whatever release from you, remember that money. This is why to pay is to be whole. Still, people paying to others and they lose. In everything, youth, everything. Ability in your sport, in sex, in food, whatever. The ability to get healing from food. Don't disturb the double. Whatever you release, and you release not by pushing out, you release by thank the part in me that till now create that. Don't thank God because that's fatalism. It's not I'm the creator. Thank the part in me. And when you thank the part in you, it's coming out from your knees out. This is why in Hebrew, knees and blessing, it's one word. It coming out, and when it coming out, it double itself. And then it double itself, and no one gave it to you, and you don't need to be nice to anyone, and you don't need to thank anyone, and you're not all to anyone in your feeling. Anyway, we don't connect it to anyone. We connected just to our thing and change the relationship between me and the old issue inside of me, the old memory, and then I will learn. So the minute you agree to learn to think, it's everything. Everything. Unbelievable. But you're not doing it to get rid of it. You're doing it to use it, to become, used in Hebrew from the word sun, Hashemesh, Lishtamesh, to use it, to be the teacher of it. Because you will never bring it if it's not inside of you. Even imagination in Hebrew comes from the word colors. Givun, higayon. It means all the colors. Even your imagination, you could imagine because it's inside of you. It's like dreams. Even if you dreams on others, you never dreams on others. It's about you and to try to change your relationship to what you remember. Till it will become from black hole, rotten, to shemesh. This is why in Hebrew we said, a shemesh maftzia, from wounded sun. The sun comes from a wound out.
So can you make a distinction? I mean, obviously...
First of all, I need to know what's distinction.
Okay, fine. So obviously you're teaching about light and how to work with it, but at the same time, we don't want anything different from the process that we're in the middle of. But like usually when you're teaching, you want a result. Like
No.
No. So
Results in Hebrew, a result in spirit, it's one of the world that really
right.
distinguish.
Okay, but if the result is to be more spiritual, so this is...
So don't, anyway you will be more spiritual.
So is this a good... To connect more, you said not to want more. But
No. So let me put it in let me put it the right word.
Yeah.
Don't want to change. Agree to learn to change your relationship more with your spirit.
So this is something we're allowed to want.
Yeah, like to agree with your spirit. That's now I know what's that distinction. Avchana.
We have questions.
Wait.
Yeah, okay.
תביא לי מים, זה עשה אותי צמא.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes, if I agree to take the tendency to change things out or to change the haircut in the mirror and then it will be inside of me, that can never happen, to take this tendency and to want to change my relationship with my spirit. If you ask me, Michael, what's the biggest process in the last 2 months that you experience? I change my relationship with my spirit. It doesn't mean I need to meditate all day, to do UN building, no. I need to, it makes me more smile, more happy, more successful, more satisfaction from the healing, more easy to heal, because it's not to heal others, it's to heal myself near others, and then they can extract light and get healed from it. And more confident and allowing in youth and in even sport abilities and metabolism and everything much better. Why? Because I more trust my spirit. I more learn not to disturb my spirit. Less using the mind. Less dealing with others. That's the biggest disturbing of the spirit, to think that your spirit deal with others, either blame them or want for them or carry them or worried for them, including family. And I create this month some lesson from near my kids, like real lessons. Like my son was in accident and my kids are, so it's really, and first, don't lose yourself. First, remember your spirit. First, remember that you are in the spirit world. Second, remember that the flat tire in the spirit. The fixing need you in the spirit. And when you agree to learn to think, you fix the flat tire in the spirit. Second, remember that everything is a spirit process. So now when I hear someone create some really big trauma, I see it, wow, it's a big option to go forward. Like now every day I get really telephones like, wow, Either I'm losing myself, and then in 5 minutes people can be like in total different place. Or people call me, Michael, my house is not with me, and then they agree to some codes in the spirit, and wow, all the physical is different. That's Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog. Gog, it's simple block. Magog, it's awareness, 40 dimension of thinking. And this is why it's a very, very important now to learn to agree to think. Near everything that you're not feeling yet free. It means near everything that you create to come up. Near everything that you create that bothers you. Near everything that you want to get rid of. So you don't want to get rid of it. You want to learn to use it. You want to agree to learn to think near it. And you not agree that to push it. Okay, I agree to learn to think about to think about it, and I don't want to think about it anymore. Go away. No. It will do his steps, his rhythm, till you become the teacher of it. Don't disturb yourself to learn to project light, and you are made from light. So in your screen, you need to be the teacher of it. So don't want to get rid of things. When you want to get rid of things, it's the wasting energy that exists in this world. Because your spirit brings you to place and this and all the way, and then you reach the first friction and you say, oh, fuck off. That's unbelievable. So it's very, very important now to follow these simple rules. If you have a tendency to have the higher self inside of your body, and then you will start to feel free and happy like never before. Don't lean in the past. Don't compare yourself or your situation. Every day now it's a different energy. Every day it's, don't compare yourself to the past. You're trying again, because if you compare yourself to the past and every time it comes up, you will be paralyzed. No. You try again this time to agree to learn, to think, and to feel free. And to change what you project. And again and again and again, you're not suffering because anyone behavior or any decision, anyone. You have to remember that. And you remember that you never react.
You don't react.
You not react, you are the create. Thank you for being my secretary. Okay, questions.
We have more questions. Inbal is asking about soulmates. Do the soulmates of someone who is merged, who is connected soul and body, who you merge, and is connected to the laws of the spirit and the knowledge, do the souls of a person like that have to be also connected to the knowledge? To the spiritual knowledge? If someone is connected to the knowledge and lives the way of the spirit,
what's that knowledge? What's that knowledge? I never teach a new knowledge. If what I speak, what passing through me, talking to you, it means inside of you, okay? It means it's your own knowledge that brought you till here and open to be different. To continue. But I didn't really understand the question.
I didn't say, I'm gonna...
Say it in Hebrew.
אוקיי, לא הבנתי את זה בהתחלה, אני אגיד את זה עכשיו הבנתי. האם המשלימים של בן אדם שהוא מחובר לידע ולחוקי הבריאה, האם המשלימים שלו גם צריכים להיות מחוברים לידע?
קודם כל, מה זה משל...
Okay, can I say it in English so people will understand?
Yeah, I say it in English.
If someone is connected to the spiritual knowledge, the question is, do his soulmates also have to be connected to the spiritual knowledge, or can they be not connected to this knowledge at all?
If they're not connected, they have the potential without the fruit. If someone has a soulmate that really sleepy dimension, probably is not a soulmate yet. Because soulmate, it's equal. Soulmate, it's a mirror. This is the way the energy passes, this is the way the energy is not pass. Even a lot of people married to their soulmate, but they don't yet enjoy the energy fields because it's not like this. You understand? So
maybe they can be soulmates but not enjoy it, or not.
Yeah.
Not.
And maybe it's not a soulmate. If Inbal asks, so the man that she asked about it is not her soulmate.
Okay.
And she asking me every day from a different angle about the same question.
Next question?
Yes?
Yeah. Okay, Liz is asking,
Me?
Liz, you spoke about, not in this lecture, but before, about Uranus.
Uranus.
Uranus?
Uranus.
Uranus.
Okay. And his influence now on some people that he's influenced on, and she's asking, is everybody influenced by Uranus now, or just the people who?
First of all, we're not influenced by other forces.
Yeah.
It's what's inside of us. And yes, I believe in me as a leader. If I'm passing now a new electricity, a new revolution, a new light that passing through me and take the old shells because it's not connected to the right electricity, and my white square passing it, I believe that it's really something that connected now in the air. But it's, yes, I'm talking, Uranus is thinking, and Uranus it's bringing the idea here, and it's Uranus really, it's a new electricity, and it's Uranus, it's a new physical body, and we are there. So yes, Liz. Yes and no.
We have a question.
But again, remember always that we never affected by other planets. All what the planets are, the letters that we see what passing inside of us. So Uranus and full moon, everything, it's inside of us. It's not outside forces. There is no outside forces. We never deal with outside forces. There is no outside reality. We don't see outside reality. We see just what we choose to try to touch our next place that want to be fixing us.
We have two more questions that people send us. Hillary Gershon Barr says, can you say more about what you mean by thinking?
Me, Hillary Gershon?
Hillary Gershon Beer.
My friend Hillary.
Oh, okay. She's asking, can you say more about what you mean by think?
I didn't say enough?
I guess she's... Maybe if you can elaborate, is there anything else you can say about thinking?
I don't have mind. Thinking, it's everything. Thinking comes for the word important. It's not just to feel important, it's also to know what's the way I'm thinking. It's the most important thing in the body. When we learn to think, we finish our relationship with our thing that we want to fix. Our relationship with the suffering, we become the teacher of it. And to think, it's like, but it's not connected to others, and it's
Are you using
to
your
think.
brain? You're not
I'm using my brain just to take the tendency from the brain and to trust my spirit. To think, actually, it's to reach the way the spirit think. And I never know spirit that thinks about others. There is no such a thing. We project our. There is no. We never think about others. We never care about others. We never love others. We never hate others. We never suffer because others. We never enjoy because others. We create the mirrors and we choose what to see in this mirror. This is why I put 4 million people here in the room and tell them to look at this picture or this person. It's not just each one will see different thing in this person. They will see in him exactly what they need now, each one, in the same person. So it's endless options.
But let's talk about thinking, because the human mind is so evolved. So now we're probably getting to a new phase of development where we don't need it. It got us to where we are, but we don't need it anymore. Now we're switching to a different kind of.
Now we have the need to fix the intelligent emotion. Now we need to fix because soon people that will not develop intelligent emotion and they will not know how to think with their spirit and to reach the spirit, they will not choose to be here. Because we have, like I said, the process in the subconscious collective changed totally. The need of us changed. You can just open the news and see it physically. In Europe, in America, everything is different. Everything is different. And also the way we create sicknesses, the way we heal, the way we build our body now, the kind of the sicknesses change. It's different symptoms to a different process.
But you're talking about thinking as it relates to the soul, but you're like, people, go to school, study history, they use their mind for a lot of things, math, science. That's a different kind of use of the mind that's not related to what you're saying.
Listen.
Yeah, they create the iPhone, they create cars, so.
Yeah, that's the human mind, not exactly connected to.
So how can you use it right?
Life. How do you? Yeah.
First of all, don't ask about them. We reach now a different world. We reach now a different need. When I say we, it's steps. The minute you're born, you have one need: to block yourself. This way you choose education, teachers that teach you about caring about others, give others. In Israel, it's to die for the country. Each place, it's like blah blah. Each one chooses to block himself in a different way because he has a different way and need to try to reach himself. I'm talking about even people that create cars, iPhones, whatever she asks, or people that teach history and afraid that the history will not repeat, and tatam, and they don't care about others. Still, they doing their own lessons to try to reach their soul. Because even they don't know yet, their spirit, it's their world, it's a spirit world. They have a soul, they create, they have relationship with themselves near every issue, and they can choose either to block or.
Well, what do they use? The mind, the brain?
They use the mind, the brain, the idea that passing through them, whatever. And also some of them are serving the subconscious collective, like now we need iPhone. So in one, we do now, you see, I'm talking here in New York and a lot of people asking questions in Israel. That's Aquarius, that's Uranus.
So that's the right
That's
way?
the energy of Uranus.
That's the right way to use the mind or the brain also?
There is no right way to who? To who? To who? Don't ask
For
about
me,
others.
for example, to learn how to use the iPhone. Or
For you, you better learn to breathe if you want to live. Each one has a different need, and each idea has steps and leading and parking floors and dimension. I'm talking about something very, very powerful that now going to be in this world. And each one will merge his own dimension. Those people that science, each one, if they have the need to wake up, they will wake up. If not, they will choose to be in their mind. Also, we need everything. Like we need the hospitals, we need the doctors, even they're not connected to healing. But if I go and meet myself and merge to my need, so they serve my need. Sometimes we need to build a frame to put the freedom in. I broke my leg and I went to the hospital to put the bones together. And the doctor tells me exactly what I need to hear. He said, I will put them together and you will put the spirit inside. So, they are good or bad? No. We need them. Depends, yeah. So we need everything, but to come with our spirit need and spirit word, and not with the right intention, we call it. We use now the electronic to pass spirit knowledge. Can you imagine Jesus that has to go and reach from Nazareth to Jerusalem, walked for 2 months to say one sentence? So until he got to Jerusalem, he forgot what he wanted. So this is part of the energy.
First of all, Hillary says thank you very much, and we have a question from
You see, even before I answer, she's thanking.
No, she said.
So tell her not to thank me, to thank the part in her that create
The answer.
this knowledge that talks to you, Hillary, with such a name.
That's right. Lisa Megavik is asking a question. She writes, you talked about spiritual laziness during the last lecture. Could you explain this concept again?
First of all, Lisa, I'd never know how to explain again. Never. Whatever I will say, I will tell you what. Spiritual laziness, it's not to feel what I really need. It's to really to fight and ignore my spirit and ignore the need of she wants me to wake up and see things different. So spirit laziness, it's to hold the old. It's kind of like, because the minute you merge your spirit, why in Hebrew power come from hand and hand, it's power. It's not because it's not coming from out. If the minute I really allow in the energy passing through me, I have power. I have, איך אומרים, חשק. Fortitude.
Yeah?
I think so.
I have gasoline.
Enthusiasm.
I have energy passing. Of course, I don't have energy of my own. No one has. But the energy is passing through me. So I'm kind of like wake up, and I'm kind of like, even to meditate, I need to decide and to go and to create situation to meditate. So I think it's at the end of the need of laziness of spirit, because I will tell you what, and it's really powerful. I think we getting close to the end of the need. So I think the spirit laziness will gone, because either people will wake up or either people will not wake up. So that's the place we are. And to wake up again, it's to follow the simple rules. It's to look in my own movie and to own it. And to know that I'm the only one that can produce it and change it and edit it. And I don't need help from anyone. I just need to trust my spirit. First, being connected. Very important now to be connected. Very, very important. And that's a very, very powerful now to have the higher self and to be stupid and listen to the need of the higher self. So, and then not to want to get rid, like I was talking, to agree to learn to think. It's so important now. It makes a new cells in the energy, it's in the physical. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it's a new need. Because till now we've been imaged, fear from the fear, paralyzing from outside God, paralyzing from evil eye, thinking that we suffer because others, thinking that we suffer because people that we fight with, suffering for food, suffering for money, suffering for survival. All this is gone. Gone. And even rich people now is going to feel that they changing their relationship with themselves, or they lose a lot of things. Why they will lose? To try to equal between the in and the out, to begin to think. Because if they need to hold a lot of out, they waste all the energy to hold out, and anxieties and fear, because money is to balance between what you want and what you're allowing. So they have to lose just to try to start to fix. And it's coming soon. Even there is no future. But I'm a psychic.
Michael, you said that it's important to be merged, so if you can explain what exactly to be merged, and if anyone wants to be merged, they can contact us on Facebook or email us. See?
My wife, she's like she's the manager of the office, and I work for her. That's it. To be merged, it's the highest privilege and the highest right and the highest gift that we create after 26,000 years, to own the two things that we are made of: spirit and a vessel, soul and a vessel, or and kli. Because the soul doesn't count as a soul if it's not in, and the physical body does not count as a physical body if there is no soul. And now the soul, it's not the little midget soul that we used to have. Now it's the higher self. So to be merged, it's to change the old contract that I'm vibrating, the old wound. Because we never affected by others, we never affected by others. We have a contract with ourselves. It's to change the old to the new. And then there is a nachat ruach, landing of the soul. And then all the black holes want to become white spiral. This is why people that merge, it's hard for them. Even if they can, but it's hard for them to create cancer. It's hard for them to create chronic problem. It's hard for them because people that not merge create the next thing to fix, but it's almost unbelievable. They cannot really fix it. So to be merged, and I'm happy to be the doorman. Probably I was practicing so many thousands of lifetimes for do it. This is why I'm doing it simply, and I hope soon people to be merged with, they will not need me, but now they need me to know that they don't need me, that I will merge every morning 500 people, because to merge now, it's very, very important. It's to be plugged in. So if you feel the need, people that hear me, to be merged, just feel. Don't decide to be merged to save your own butt. Feel if it's right for you to really that the life will pass through you and not near you. That's it.
Last thing from the manager. He spoke about the full moon and next week, and there's the tuning also. Wanna talk
Manager, I'm firing you.
about- Okay.
Okay, so listen. We are now in a very, 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 very powerful place. And if you don't feel that it's the most powerful junction ever, so change to the sport in TV, and we are now need to learn to agree to think, because that's the need, that's everything, and I'm keeping you as a manager.
You have no choice.
Oh, don't tell me about that. Okay. Bye.
Bye.